Hey, what's up everybody? Danny here with The Neighbor's Kitchen, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hey, about a month ago I got my brand new Z-Grills 700 D4E, and ever since then it's just been blowing my socks off. So in the first video, which you can go see, I've proved that this ships and is received nice and securely and assembles very well. And then in the second video, we tested the range of this thing. We did an over-the-top chili. We did a really high temperature to saute some onions. We did a little bit of a smoke, and then we went to like a medium temperature to braise the chili, and it was really nice. It came out very well. And since then, I've done a number of cooks that just keep blowing my socks off on this thing. So you might notice that the sun is down behind me. It is about midnight. Tonight, I'm going to show you some of my favorite things about the new Z-Grills. Probably all of their line, but especially this model. We're going to do an overnight pork butt smoke for some pulled pork. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to show you the reliability of this thing, the efficiency of it, and how much I love the Wi-Fi app. So thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. Let's get cooking. All right, we're not really studio set up for midnight on the patio, but we've done a good cleanup on the inside. Let's go ahead and top off the pellets real quick. We are using oak. That was just a top off. We got probably a third left. So here we go. We got a nice topped off pellet hopper. I want to show you that so that you can see the before and after. We are plugged in. Since I haven't quite figured out where this is going yet. It's in the middle of the patio. But we're going to go down here. Hit the power button. We're going to push this, and we do the start cycle all the way low, so 160. This is about to lock in. There we go. You do the startup cycle with the lid open. We're going to wait for this to start showing signs of smoke, and then we'll put it up to 225, which is where we're going to smoke our pork butt. Once we start getting white smoke like that, we shut the lid, and then we come back down here. We push the button again. We go up to our desired temperature, which is 225. When it stops flashing, that means it's set. This thing is going to preheat, and then it's time to put our pork butt on. This is a 7.82 pound pork butt. So this at 225 should take about 12 to 15 hours. It is midnight, so we are cooking dinner tonight. And the Z-Grills does a fantastic job of that. So let me show you what I got going on. Oh, and for the record, this video is about the grill. If you need instructions on how to cook one of these from start to finish, I will link that in the description below because I have that video made already. But for now, we are up to temperature, and let's go ahead and get this guy going. So we're going to do that. Placed in. I didn't think this through. Here's the thermometer. The bone is on this side. You do not want to place this touching or right next to a bone. It will give you a false reading. I do apologize about the light. The sun's down. So what we want to do is we want to be nice in the middle. So what I like to do is before I insert it, do a little quality control. So middle, I pinch it here so I know that this is where I need to stop. And then up and down. I go right in the middle because we want this centered. And we're going to insert it until where my fingers stopped. And then this side here, this is what plugs into the grill. It's got a grommet right here. We run it through. Run all the excess through. At this point, you can shut the lid, plug it in here, and that's it. Let me go clean up real quick, and let me show you what I love about the app. All right, so this is one of my favorite parts of the new Z grills that I have, is the Wi-Fi app. This thing being Wi-Fi enabled allows you to not only control your grill should you want to go hotter or cooler on the temperature while you're remote, but it doesn't make you have to have any other thermometer devices, gadgets, whatever. It's all inclusive, guys. That's pretty cool. So the thermometer you just saw me put in, the probe that is in the meat, also shows up on the app, and let me show you that. So if you go here to your Z Grills app and click on your Z Grills, you'll see right now we're at 163 degrees. That's because we just had the lid open for putting the meat in and installing the probe. But what we want to do, you can see the last thing that I did here was a pork butt, so we don't have to rename it. If we set the probe temperature to 160 degrees, whoop, can't quite get it. We'll do 161. Now we're gonna get a notification on my phone when the internal meat temperature reaches 160 degrees. And if you're wondering why 160, that's not done. That's where I wrap it. So like I said earlier, if you want instructions on how I do an A to Z pork butt overnight on the smoker, that video is linked down below. You can find everything you need to know there. But now I have a notification coming to me on my phone when the internal temperature reaches wrapping temp. It is actually exactly midnight. So I'm gonna go to bed because that's important. The Z Grill's PID 3.0 controller is so tight. It raises the temperature of my pork butts, well, around an 8-pound pork butt, about 12.5 degrees an hour. So by the time I wake up, it should be about time to wrap. This will let me know that it's time to wrap, and then we'll go up to 203 degrees. That's my sweet spot. We'll let it rest for a good couple of hours. We have another good couple of hours of, you know, every pork butt kind of does its own thing. They're not all created equally. So a little bit of planning, and with the partnership of Z Grills, they work pretty well. So I'm really pleased. I'm already excited for dinner tomorrow. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. It is shortly after 8 a.m. I just received the notification on my phone from the Z Grills app that we have reached 161 degrees. That's where I left it last night, which means it's time to wrap. Once again, if you need instructions on how to do a pork butt for pulled pork, that video is in the description below. The app woke me up. It comes over like a text message notification. It's not actually a text message. That's just, it's not an alarm, is what I'm saying. So that woke me up. When you set your target on the app, when it reaches it, it blinks. We're still stuck at 225. We're nice and tight. This grill with the PID 3.0 controller, a real tight window. It works great. Now let's go ahead and get this sucker wrapped and then take it up to 203. Now here's a tip for you and your new Z grills once you get it. When you wrap something, what I like to do is I take the thermometer out. I use my double glove method. I gently pick this up. I close the lid. I have the station behind me for wrapping. All right, so there we go. It's all wrapped up. I did it as tight as I could. This one's kind of an odd shape. You want to wrap these nice and tight because we're not trying to steam them. So without any further ado, we're going to put it back in the grill. And since you can kind of see the fat and the smoke from where we stopped, we can just go right back in. And that way you don't have to wrap around the thermometer probe. You don't want to do that. Let's go ahead real quick and update our temperature. See here we're at 222. Already snuck up to 167 degrees on the probe. That's probably because it was sitting in there while I was wrapping. But let's go ahead and crank this up to 204 degrees. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll see you the next time I see you, but I'm going for the second time in this video back to bed. All right, everybody, we've made it to 203 degrees internally. This pork butt sure did take its dear old time, but that's just how pork butts go. Sometimes they have a mind of their own. So I do encourage you, if you are doing this at home on your new Z grills, just have patience and make sure you plan for a little bit of time at the end for a little bleed over. So I was hoping to have this for dinner around 6. I wanted an hour rest, so we nailed it pretty good. So I did check to make sure that the Z grill's temperature probe is accurate. It is. We are at 203. You want to see it? I know that's kind of a tease because it's wrapped in a blanket, but let's go ahead and get this off of here, let it rest, and then wait for that hopefully really magnificent bone pull. But I want to show you something before we get into that bone pull. Here we go. This thing did a wonderful job. After a 17-hour smoke, that is all the pellets that it used. I did not refill at all. Now obviously down here is the auger. So every once in a while I did check just to make sure that we were doing okay on the level, and it sucks them down this way. So all I did every once in a while was just move everything over. Now let's get to that pork butt so I can show you what your new Z grills can do. There we go. Look at that. All right, where's that bone? Pulled straight out. Look at that. Here we go. Look how tender that is, guys. Still a little warm. Ouch! Look at that beautiful bark. Look at that. Got a nice smoke ring. It's so good. Oh my goodness. It is so tender, guys. I can't get over it. It's so good. Man, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. To conclude, I have to say I absolutely love this new grill. I am officially calling the pellet smoker you've previously seen on my channel my old pellet smoker. The Z-Grills is about to replace my Traeger for sure. It has blown me out of the water in leaps and bounds, guys. I love the addition of Wi-Fi, and I love having the control of the app and being able to monitor everything remotely. It's just phenomenal. We've also shown in this video how efficient the new Z-Grill 700 D4E is. Plus, it's reliable enough that I'm comfortable to go to bed twice. I love the notifications from the app. It's just, this thing is awesome. Thank you so much, Z-Grills, for partnering with me on this video. If you guys want one of your own, there is a link in the description below. That is my affiliate link. It'll help the channel out a little bit and you a lot. And they do have a lot of different grills for sale. If you find one that isn't my exact model that you might think works for you a little bit better, that's absolutely fine. But the thing I think that has blown me out of the water the most about this grill behind me is this new PID 3.0 controller. We're going to dive into that in videos to come about how that works, but this controller is accurate. It keeps a really tight accuracy. All the time when I was checking my app, set at 225, it was only a few degrees above or below, or exact. It had about a 7-degree window versus a 35, 40-degree window. That put all of my pork butts in the past closer to 2.5 hours to 3 hours a pound. So this was way better to calculate and estimate for dinner tonight. I can't wait to go inside and make a sandwich. Thank you guys once again for hanging out with me today. Until next time, be well. Ooh, pork.